name is Sol Tran.
And I'm Joe Burke.
And our missing member who's in class right now is Mark Valorda.
Good. Just wanted to present.
Oh, wait, first let me introduce. Okay. So today we're excited to really talk about a startup in the social market, InTwig, that deals with Facebook advertising.
Yeah. So basically, the thing we're looking at right now that really got us interested in this is the interesting trend that we've been seeing in traffic on the internet. And like as you can see, the two biggest things we have right now are Facebook and Google. And it's interesting to note that Google right now is actually lagging behind Facebook by 2% in traffic. Now this was not happening only 1 year ago. So traffic has shifted from Google to Facebook. And this has been accentuated by this graph here on the left, which basically shows in the year of 2010 the traffic that's been preferred to from like Facebook or Google to the associated retail sites. And as you can see from most of these, what we're seeing is a trend that actually Facebook is got more of the referrals than Google does, which is interesting that it's actually doing that over a search engine market instead of a social market. So given that like trend, we think that the social market is a much better one to be in. All right, so basically for retailers who want to like get into this new market that's emerging at an incredibly rapid rate, they have two important things that they want to keep in mind. One, they want to have the maximum efficiency that they can possibly have for every dollar they spend in ads. That makes sense. And the second one is they want to promote their brand image that they have through social media, which is a great outlet for doing so. Right now, on their own, the typical retailers that they have for this is they're usually spending about $2 to $3 for every Facebook like and about $1.50 for every click that they have. This is where InTwig comes into play. The core of their business is to have a dynamic algorithm that's entire goal is to maximize the efficiency in which every single dollar that's spent to referrals on their site. Basically what's going to happen is if we have an untested market with an untested demographic, the retailers will basically give them a combination of their ads and an ideal demographic that they want InTwig to pursue. InTwig is then going to basically have their algorithms spread out and then over the course of one day basically gather information about the demographic, and then from there, that's where the actual like real magic is going to happen. What's going to happen is in real time, the algorithm is going to basically analyze all the responses they're getting from the clicks and the referrals they're getting through the traffic sites, and they're going to change and specify the demographics that are being targeted, and also the ads that are most effective in getting those people to refer to those sites. It basically does this continually until the maximum efficiency of the ad combinations and the demographics is reached. This basically means that in the course of like a 2-week ad campaign, they're going to be getting the absolute maximum amount of revenue for their dollar. And basically what we've been seeing in terms of like comparing to other companies besides it, we're getting a 75% reduction in the cost per click and 10 times the average click-through rate, which is quite frankly amazing. And even better, this is actually accentuated by the fact that this is basically based on an untested market. Since this algorithm gets better with time, when we actually have a tested market, the effectiveness at which it reaches the maximum efficiency gets there even faster, so there's even less wasted money.
All right. So yeah, just expanding on Joe's part, this is kind of about how the process works. So first, there's a lot of clients. These are actual clients that InTwig has. They have about 10 clients right now. And so the client sends InTwig creatives and a budget and time frame they want to run their ads. So by creatives, I mean the images they want to put on the ads, the ad copy, so like the words they want to put on the ads. So InTwig kind of pushes this, iterates this into their algorithm, which optimizes it so that the ads target the demographics that are most likely to going to click on the ads, and also at the same time pushes the cost per click as low as possible. As Joe said, normally the cost per click might be $1.50. We've seen some cases, or they claim that in some cases they're able to push that cost per click to 20 cents per click, which is really great. They also, what's great about InTwig is the metrics. If you talk to any client, they really care about the metrics side of it. and they also provide a lot of reporting to their clients. And so, for example, Nordstrom or Macy's can figure out the return on the ad spend that they're spending. So they told us that one of their most recent campaigns, they're able to get $2.50 return per dollar of ad spend. So that's pretty good.
What we're looking at right here is the market potential of the entire ad spend. On a yearly basis, we have about $250 billion spent on advertising. 5 to 15% of that is spent on just online marketing. This would basically include the search engine marketing and also the social engineering, with the two that we're interested in, Google and Facebook. That means that about 25 billion a year is the basic serviceable available market. In Facebook alone, we have, in 2010, $1.86 billion in ad spend. Contrast this to 2009, where they only had 500 million. That's an incredible jump from year to year. If we're looking at the trend that we extrapolate over the going years, we think by 2015, we're going to have a $7 billion ad spend on Facebook, which is a huge market that we can tear into.
Okay, so this is kind of the business model that InTwig has. It's kind of like two prongs. So on the left side, you'll see is a very simple model to take 8% of ad spend. So if they, Nordstrom, for example, gives them $1 million to spend on advertising, they get $80,000. Pretty simple model. On the right side of the second model is arbitrage opportunity. So maybe one of their clients typically spends $2 per Facebook like, and they say, oh, we can get you $1 for that same like. And what happens is they get it for actually 67 cents for the like, where they pocket that 33-cent difference as their revenue. And so what we found out is the average arbitrage that they actually make about 24% of ad spend on the arbitrage side. And so if you take about kind of percentage that we estimate they make from each side of the business, you kind of get about 14% of ad spend is kind of what the revenue is. This is kind of their management team, very young team, 30-year-old CEO. He's the sole founder of InTwig, so there's a lot of equity still open up. He's a computer engineer from Illinois. This is his third startup he's been working on. Betty, she went to Brown and Stanford Business School actually, so I crossed out Santa Clara Business School. And she's had a lot of experience in fashion and new media, so she's very good at getting the new clients. And she can help build up the team on that. Then Chris is doing some of the back-end coding. So far, there's been about $200,000 in angel investing, which they got last year. So there's a lot of opportunity to help them grow as they want to expand their sales team and get more and more clients. And so that's why we're really excited about this as a VC opportunity. Looking at financials, so we know last year they had 5 clients, and so we kind of based the revenue models. We assumed that they made about $60,000 in revenue per client. We know right now they have about 10 clients, and looking at that time spent since the start of the year to double the number of clients in 3 months, we feel by the end of the year they'll have 20 clients. And we also figure that as they establish their presence in the market, they'll get more and more clients. And so we figure that number will grow exponentially. On top of that, right now, there's not much of a budget for retailers. Retailers don't really have a Facebook budget. And so that's why our numbers start out slow or small, but that once companies realize the effectiveness of advertising on Facebook, and how much revenue it drives, they'll spend more and more on Facebook advertising. So we're expecting revenue per customer to grow each year as well. And so as you look at this revenue and they grow, they're also very profitable. And we feel they'll break even by 2012 and perhaps hit $40 million in revenue by 2014. I think their financials look pretty well. Looking at their competition, we do a competitive landscape kind of. We try to measure the 4 metrics that are very important to this industry. And that's relationship, performance, expertise, and price. We break it down into startups, in-house marketing, search, existing search engine marketers, and PR firms. So startups kind of maybe direct competitors who they probably don't have the same expertise InTwig has. They have InTwig they have a strong partnership with Facebook, and they told us that they're kind of the only startup that doesn't do SEM that's in this space. In-house marketing, companies, retailers can just directly advertise on Facebook, but they won't generate optimized spend. SEM, they already have existing relationships with, clients, and so they could have an edge there, but again, they don't have that same expertise, and they can't optimize that as well. And same thing for PR firms. And so InTwig kind of has advantages throughout those areas. So obviously there's opportunities and risks. We feel this is a very rapid growth industry, that's why we're pitching it. We also think this is very highly scalable, or they need a big sales team, right? And that's where we kind of come along, give them that expertise and economies of scope. They might be able to take this platform and maybe bring it to another platform like Twitter to be able to replicate the same process. So that's a possibility as well, and that would kind of change the financials in a different way. And then also real-time data. Our world is becoming more real-time, and so this company kind of takes advantage of that. Some of the risks, they're very highly dependent on Facebook, and Facebook data policies can always change, and that's definitely kind of scary, as we've seen with some of the examples with Twitter pulling some of their app developers, things like that. They're also very kind of narrow niche, inexperienced team, but I think that's where we come along. We can bring in that experienced CEO or the advisors, and it's also a very unestablished marketplace, which is at the same time a good opportunity. This kind of exit strategy, I think Facebook is pretty obvious to be a target. They have a strong relationship with them. They've whitelisted InTwig as well, so InTwig is able to automatically get ads approved quicker than the average person. And Google always loves data, and InTwig is always about data. They know what demographics are most effective for what type of brands and what type of flows and things like that. And so Google could be interested. In IPO, we know there's been some companies like, I think iBooster IPO last year for $125 million. And so with, right now their market cap is $250 million, and so that could be a comparable. And so what we're thinking is, right now they only have $200,000 in funding. I think their run rate, they're probably going to run out in the next few months. They could also use a lot of money to really grow their business as well. And so we're thinking if we do a Series A, invest at a Series A, we can probably invest about $3 million with at a $9 million valuation, just based on the revenue. I think $9 million valuation is fair. Or if we want to wait and be more conservative, we can go Series B. I'm pretty sure they'll need more money as they grow even more. And so I think this is the most reasonable. This is kind of far-fetched. It's kind of more optimistic. So if they are able to maybe expand off their Facebook platform, maybe go into Twitter and other platforms, I think that they can reach this territory. But as right now, if they stay on Facebook, we're kind of thinking it's going to be around there, and that would give us like a 13.9 times multiple if we go into Series A. And Series B, it would be around that multiple too if this scenario works out. And so, so overall, we think InTwig is a very fascinating opportunity. They're in a space that's growing rapidly at the convergence of where retailers are trying to find out how to make money off social media, especially since social media is becoming the way people interact on the internet. And then InTwig stands right there as dealing with money, which is always important in any industry. And so that's why we're very optimistic about InTwig, and we highly recommend an investment in InTwig. We're now open to questions.